We're going live?
War rages.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
I'll tell you. We'll keep
Okay. War rages between Israel and Gaza. We speak to a rabbi about some of the history of the area.
This week, Vice President Kamala Harris is visiting the Valley. We'll tell you more where you can see the VP.
An earthquake devastated Afghanistan, leaving thousands dead. We will show you the damage at the scene. Thank you for joining us on Studio G. My name is Najali.
And I'm Manny Garcia.
Here are today's top stories. Today marks the fourth day of the conflict between Palestinian militant group Hamas and country of Israel. The conflict began on Saturday, October 7th, when Hamas launched a surprise attack on Israel from Gaza. The Israeli military has mobilized 300,000 troops as a result of the attack from Hamas. Israeli forces have also carried out more than 500 airstrikes in retaliation. Israel has ordered a complete siege of Gaza, cutting off all access to electricity, food, water, and fuel from going in and out of the territory. Hamas has captured approximately 150 hostages from Israel. The group has threatened to execute a civilian hostage every time an airstrike hits Gazans in their homes without warning. The death toll between Israel and Gaza has surpassed 1,600 people combined, and according to Israeli health services, more than 900 people have been killed and 2,600 injured in Israel. According to Palestinian health services, more than 650 people have been killed and 3,700 injured in Gaza. Here's Antony Blinken, the United States Secretary of State, addressing the conflict.
We want to make sure that Israel has what it needs. At the same time, President Biden was very clear in sending a message to anyone in any other area who might try to take advantage of the situation not to. And whether that's in the north with Hezbollah and Lebanon, whether it's in the West Bank or whether it's elsewhere. We've sent that message very clearly, and we've sent it directly, and we've sent it through other countries.
With a large Jewish community here in Vegas, a rally was held in front of the Venetian on Sunday night. Let's take a look at an interview with Israeli-American Council Regional Director for Las Vegas, Ofra Etzion, as well as Tamir Levitan, an Israeli student here at UNLV.
We're here today in front of the Venetian Hotel. Over 400 Israeli Jewish American community here to support what happened in Israel in the last 48 hours. Over 700 people were murdered and 2,000 people were injured in Israel in the attack on Israel from the Hamas. There is people hostages that still can be found. We don't have a number of how many people the Hamas took to be hostage. We're here to show our support because we can't sit home anymore and do nothing. We need the world to see what is happening in Israel.
It started 2 days ago for me. I woke up in the morning and the first message I saw was my mom texting me, there's a war in Israel. And immediately I was worried. I called my mom, see what was happening. I called my sister to see if she's okay because she lives there. She doesn't give a time, which is right next to Tel Aviv. And I was super worried and scared for a long time, for a couple days. I had friends that are in kibbutzim, my friends are in the IDF, I have friends that live in Israel, I have family that lives in Israel, and it was terrifying. And every passing hour, the numbers kept going up, 100, 200, 300, and now it's over 700 people are dead. Civilians, not soldiers, civilians are dead. And it's horrifying. There's 2,000 plus people hurt, sent to hospitals. There's hundreds of people kidnapped and taken by Hamas. It's terrifying. And we need help as much as possible.
If you would like to show some support for those who have lost loved ones who have fallen in the war in Israel, a vigil will be held Thursday, October 12th at 6:30 p.m. at the Valeria Pita Plaza here on campus. On Saturday, Afghanistan was struck with deadly earthquakes. This was one of the most devastating earthquakes that the nation had seen in decades, with Taliban officials putting the death toll well over 2,000, with many still unaccounted for in the remote regions. The United Nations humanitarian coordinator said that $5 million from emergency reserves have been allocated to the Afghanistan Humanitarian Fund.
All through
the month of October, Vice President Kamala Harris is visiting.
All through the month of October, Vice President Kamala Harris is visiting college campuses across the nation. This Thursday, the VP will be in the Valley at the Charleston campus of the College of Southern Nevada. During these visits, Harris has been engaging with young voters about the issues and encouraging them to stand up for their beliefs. Here's what she had to say about the state of our democracy.
On the ballot. We are fighting for our democracy. It is only as strong as our
No, I was
willingness
saying
to
I wasn't
fight
trying to
for
step on your...
it. The willingness of the people to fight for it.
You're gonna be back to me, Benny.
According to the White House, this college tour is coming off the heels of her Summer of Action tour that included visits to 17 states in the union. Studio G will keep you updated on this visit from Harris.
Go ahead.
Now for a look at this week's weather. So as you can see, we're still in the middle of summer, guys, so it hasn't cooled down quite yet. Today's high is going to be 89 degrees. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we're looking at low 80s, high 70s. Saturday is going to be partly cloudy, no chance of rain with 81 degrees, and it's going to be a sunny Sunday with 85 degrees. And today, it is currently 83, again, sunny skies, not that much wind with 5 miles per hour, and humidity is at 20%, so your hair will stay intact. Well, so thank you so much for that weather update. Myself did great. Now, have you found yourself getting bitten up more frequently? Constantly itching, and you have no idea why? Well, you are not alone, because Las Vegas has a mosquito problem. The Aedes aegypti, also known as the yellow fever mosquito, has managed to spread to 32 zip codes since its first appearance in the valley back in 2017. According to Vivek Raman, who is an environmental health supervisor with the Southern Nevada Health District, this species is different than others due to its food source, saying, quote, "It preferentially feeds on people and therefore it entrenches itself. A quarter inch of water is all they need, and in order to combat the aggressive spread, you must dump any and all standing water from around your home. Standing water is prime for eggs to hatch, even in places where the water has evaporated."
The Las Vegas Aces win their first game of the finals this past Sunday and are on their way to becoming back-to-back champions. The defending champions beat the New York Liberties 99-82. The Aces are undefeated in the playoffs and became the sixth team in WNBA history to win their first 6 games of the postseason. The next finals game is scheduled tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time in the McCullough Ultra Arena right here in Las Vegas.
Back in September, the MGM fell victim to a cyber attack that took down many of its systems for several days. From items such as hotel digital keys and slot machines, guests found themselves having to wait in long lines to check in and grab physical room keys and get handwritten receipts for casino winnings. In a filing to the Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC, the MGM Resorts estimated a loss of $100 million. The private data of customers who used MGM services before March 2019 was breached. This includes details such as contact information, gender, date of birth, and driver's license numbers. The company has also stated, quote, "We also believe a more limited number of Social Security and passport numbers were obtained." However, they state they have no evidence that the criminal actors have used this data to commit identity theft or account fraud. The MGM has declined to comment on whether it was asked for or paid any ransom. From Hollywood to the healthcare front lines to right here in our own backyard, more than 450,000 workers have gone on strike across industries in 2023. This year's Writers Guild of America strike marks the second longest in Hollywood history. After 148 days of labor stoppage, the WGA came to a preliminary agreement with the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers in September. 99% of WGA members voted yesterday to ratify the 3-year minimum basic agreement with the AMPTP, marking the official end to the nearly 5-month strike. The SAG-AFTRA strike is still ongoing, with bargaining set to continue tomorrow between SAG-AFTRA and the AMPTP.
Keep going, keep going, keep going. Keep going.
Kaiser Permanente workers went on strike between October 4th and 7th. The healthcare workers could only strike for 3 days under federal rule. The union gave notice of a possible week-long follow-up strike beginning on November 1st unless prior negotiations are had before then. President Biden joined the United Automobile Workers Union on the picket lines in Detroit. According to representatives at the White House, Biden is the first modern president to visit a picket line. And members of the Culinary Workers Union Local 226 are set to picket outside of 8 MGM resorts and Caesars Entertainment properties on Thursday for the first time in nearly 2 decades. 95% of union members voted in September to authorize a citywide strike. The union represents 60,000 hospitality workers in the state of Nevada.
The water budget for the Vegas Valley has increased in the next fiscal year. Is it going to be helpful or hurtful? Ashley Liebig has more details.
Southern Nevada's water supplier adopted a budget that tops $1 billion for the coming fiscal year, an increase of more than $130 million over the current year's spending plan. The capital spending will fund parts of several projects currently in the works aimed at increasing the resiliency of the valley's water systems, including the Horizon Lateral project that is expected to have a total cost of $2.3 billion. The Horizon Lateral project is part of an effort by the Water Authority to increase the reliability and capacity of the South Las Vegas Valley water system. The project also would create backup infrastructure for the existing water lines, which should make it more resilient in case of an emergency or system outage. Studio G will keep you updated with all things Water Authority.
Disagreements between CCSD executives, including Superintendent Jesus Hara, and the teachers of the district have boiled over in an interesting way this week. More than 100 students at Las Vegas Academy, as well as Mojave High School, walked out on Friday, October 6th, demanding their teachers be given pay increases. This is due to an impasse declared during contract negotiations all the way back in March of this year. Many people are also citing the facts that Superintendent Hara has been quick to give raises to some of his most loyal executive employees during his tenure. Just one example is the $400,000 in executive raises given in late 2021. Since the $2.6 billion increase in education budget given in June, many are concerned those funds may be spent in the wrong places. The lack of an agreement between executives and teachers at this point has only added to the level of concern. The CCSD did send a new offer of $9 year one pay raise and an 8.4% year two pay raise, but the Clark County Education Association is asking for an 11.8% year pay raise, so little progress has been made. Studio G will make sure to keep you updated on this story as more develops.
The VGK is making its return with a brand new hockey season. Here with more is reporter Andrew Martinez.
The Las Vegas Golden Knights ended last season in storybook fashion, taking home their first NHL Stanley Cup trophy in a 4-1 series against the Florida Panthers. Team owner Bill Foley proclaimed before the team's inaugural season 6 years ago that the team would make the playoffs in 3 seasons and win the Stanley Cup in 6. The team surpassed the playoff expectations, making it in their very first season, and after 5 more seasons of ups and downs, they were able to capture glory for Las Vegas and bring the cup home. The Golden Knights received their championship rings in a private ceremony on Sunday, October 9th. The ring, which can also be worn as a pendant, has a detachable top that reveals a replica of T-Mobile Arena underneath, with 9 stars representing the locations of each goal in the final game of the series. Now, this season, VGK looks to defend their title, and it all starts Tuesday, October 10th at 7:30 p.m., where the Golden Knights will take on the Seattle Kraken at T-Mobile Arena for opening night. Fans will hope the team can improve upon their franchise-best 51 wins in the regular season, a mark they have achieved twice now in their short history. For Studio G, I'm Andrew Martinez.
The The Rise Festival is on its 9th year of celebrating sustainability and letting go of past emotions. Reporter Ashley Liebig has the inside look at what the Rise Festival entails.
The Rise Festival is a meditative experience that offers a space for reflection and introspection. The event started at 3 p.m. and ended at 10:30. You can inscribe whatever you want on the 2 lanterns that are provided. Many utilize their lanterns to let go and set in new intentions for the future while lifted by the beauty of the moment.
3, 2, 1.
The Rise Festival thrives because it works with, not against, the beauty of the natural environment. They are committed to leaving the space better than how they found it with 100% biodegradable lanterns, which are later recovered after the event. For more information on next year's festival, visit risefestival.com.
Lucina's Pizza is a place where family and friends can go to eat. It's also a part of our local business franchise. Our reporter Shantae Amani will tell you more.
Hi and welcome! So, right in front of me, we have delicious food. But before I introduce the food, I want to introduce the man behind the food. Okay, so...
Hi there, my name is Joey. I'm the owner of Lucino's Pizza here in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Okay, so right now, I keep talking about the food, but we have chicken fingers right here. We have barbecue chicken pizza, and we also have 3-layer cheese. Did I say that right?
3 cheese Philly cheese steak sandwich.
Yes.
It's a tongue twister, that's for sure.
And so you are from the Philly area, and you're bringing that to Las Vegas.
Yes,
so tell me about
ma'am.
that.
So I grew up around there my entire life until, well, I wouldn't like to say entire life, because if that was the case, it'd still be out there. But, however, I grew up there for a majority of my life. I got to experience a lot of this East Coast flavor. So we're proud to come out west here to this great city and pride ourselves off of our East Coast eats. Everything is made fresh in-house. We pride ourselves off of that as well. Whether it is... If it isn't sourced here, it's sourced outside of Philadelphia in order to get out here.
So we're both from the East Coast, which is pretty cool. But you have a Sicilian background. How does that influence the food?
So it influences it because my father, he was generous enough to pass down those techniques and all these things that he learned from his family over there and brought it over here. So a lot of these things and experiences that I bring to the table come from my father. Including, like I said, I was telling you earlier, my mother as well. She plays a heavy part in this as well.
I love that, bringing your heritage into your food from Philly to Las Vegas. So we've been anticipating this moment. Well, I have, because your food is so delicious. Let's try it.
It's pretty good with no flop. That's like when you would go to a Chinese restaurant, it'd be like sweet and sour chicken. It's a soft, crunchy batter, and it's flavored. Tri-state area, I wouldn't even go as far as the tri-state, but let's cheers it again.
Yay! And I got a lot of cheese.
There you go. Let's try it out. You know, when you eat with us, you're eating with family.
I appreciate that. I feel that. I taste that. There's so much love. So thank you for tuning into my segment of Eating with Shantae.
If I wasn't starving before, I certainly am now. That looks so delicious, and Shantae, you better have saved us some.
That's right, Naja. It definitely looked delicious.
Well, thank you all for joining us today for Studio G.
We'll catch you next time.
Yeah.